small labor of love. That's what this painting is becoming as of right now. Simple, yes, but I'm making again the simple more complex. For example, all this is going to be very detailed. The wall, it's not going to just be a wall. It's going to have lots of imperfections, lots of crevices, and lots of cracks. And today, I'm going to continue working on it. Hello, and welcome. My name is Charlambos, I go by Bob. I am not your typical painter. And today, I'm going to continue working on my cat painting. When working on a painting like this, with a lot of minute details, you can't be 100% accurate. I mean, you can try to, but it ends up kind of eating you alive. And my goal is to kind of get some distinctive features that are actually found from the source photo. At the end, I'm going to render most of it in kind of like a patternish way, where I will create a kind of pattern I'll replicate, especially for certain things like the imperfections where it's going to be light and dark next to each other, warm and cool, creating that bumpy, rough texture. And this is kind of going to be the area of focus today that I'm going to work on, and I will start now. But before I start, one thing from looking at my photo that I posted on Instagram, I realized I actually got this part of the wall off. It's not in perspective, so very simple fix. I'm glad I didn't start rendering it completely, but it's always good to look at your work sometimes from a distance to see, are you missing something? Yeah, it's minor, but it's bothering me, and I'm gonna fix it. Instead of copying what is there, it's more of replicating the essence of the texture. So I don't get lost, I like to think of establishing kind of like a map of things where everything has a relationship to everything else. So by establishing certain specific distinctive features in this wall, I could actually, in a way, estimate where other features will be. That way I don't kind of get lost, but in the end there'll be certain areas where I'm not going to really replicate exactly, but it's going to be more of a pattern that gives you the essence of the texture. And like usual, I saved my colors, I already took them out, and mostly I'm going to be working with whites and different tones of whites. But I got my dark tones as well, some warmer dark tone, and then part of my supporting gas, but I need to get more paint out obviously. I'm using my cerulean blue and cadmium red. I want to talk a little bit about the process I'm doing while I'm painting the texture. And the thing I want to point out is my thought process. It's kind of like lay down some color and then go back into it. Kind of lay down the texture. It's a constant struggle or constant battle of revision, with all honesty. But the idea is I'm trying to establish a pattern as I'm doing it. As you can see, I kind of laid a little blue earlier, a little bit of yellow, and now I'm laying in some darks. And besides laying in those colors, I might go actually back into it again and again and again. It's kind of like a repetitive thing but I kind of want to get the visual feel of the rough texture here. And again, I established some road maps. These are pretty distinctive imperfections, and I'm working around them. As I'm doing this minor section, I want to point out that sometimes when you work on what is not very visible, you gotta still spend time trying to capture what you see. For example, I don't know what I'm painting, but I'm trying to replicate what I see. It's kind of adding like a sense of mystery in the background. Like, I don't know if this is part of a window, and it's this thing right here is part of like some kind of lamp, but I'm trying to capture it as best I can. And when the paint is wet, you could actually blur it, and that way it's has a softer tone, and it's not as noticeable in an instant. And that's what I'm trying to do right now. I'm trying to take advantage of the paint being kind of like wet still. And again, I do not know what this thing is. It might be a window, it might be a chair. I see like a wire here. I might go back into this a little later, give it some highlights, but yeah, that's the thing. I don't like just painting a section like this black. I'd rather detail what I see. As I'm painting, I want to like add that it's like a constant form of correction. Like some of these details I'm adding, I don't know in the end if I'm gonna paint over them or not. I'm trying to mimic the texture, and I sometimes just go through an area again and again until I feel it looks just about right. And I'm not exactly gonna copy the photo 100%, but what I will do instead is sometimes make some alterations, but it's a tedious process. It's something I kind of enjoy doing, but nonetheless, I wanted to point that out. Like earlier, I messed up here, and the paint is wet there, so I can't like do certain things until it dries. But that's not going to stop me. I'm just going to keep painting around the area. If you want to know a secret, I'm using the headrest of my chair instead of to relax, more so to brace my hands so I can get the detail more steady. That's a tip. And again, I zoom in as much as possible into the photo digitally to capture as much detail as possible. And if you made it to the end, thank you for watching. I truly appreciate it. I will have more soon on this painting. Hopefully, I'm not going to take that long to finish it. I'm hoping maybe another week or two. We'll see. Anyway, thanks to this device that I never thought of, now I can place a camera in a more comfortable position while I film my time-lapse videos. So, hopefully we'll have an improvement on this. Stay tuned for more. And don't forget, check out my Instagram if you want to see still images of my work. I'm posting some of my older work also on there. Again, my name is Charlambos. I go by Bob. I'm not your typical painter. Thanks again.